For me, there are very few pleasures in life greater than the joy of a father and son fishing trip. Jet and I have fished in all sorts of locations together, off piers, beaches, in boats, but today we are truly blessed. We're going with True North helicopters to the upper reaches of the Berkeley River system. Up there, who knows what we might catch. And I've got just one question for my boy. Jet, are you excited?
Yes!
I think he's pretty excited. Berkeley River Lodge, we'll be leaving. It's in the distance that way. Berkeley River, that way. Let's go, my friend, in the back.
Berkeley River Lodge out my window, and when you see it from up here on the sand dune, you can tell what an incredible feat it would have been to build it. 20 rooms, lodge, 20-metre long pool overlooking that vista. It's amazing. Just below us there is Casuarina Falls. It's one of the tributaries of the Berkeley River. It must drop about 20 or 30 metres. Salt water below, fresh water up here, and there's some fantastic Aboriginal art in this part of the world as well. If I get the opportunity, I'm going to come up and have a closer look because I've heard it's pretty specky.
Let's go, Jet. Oh, what do you think about that?
Awesome.
Did you see any crocodiles?
No.
Oh, I did. Let's go and have a look at this water over here.
Dad, I can't wait until there's a bend on that rod.
Neither can I, and a bend in yours. How pretty is this place? We've flown about 30 kilometres upriver. When I say 30 kilometres, that's not as the crow flies, Jet. That's actually 30 kilometres of river from Berkeley River Lodge. And how pretty is this place?
Really pretty.
What do you reckon's going to be in that pool?
Big Barra.
Big Barra?
Yep.
And you're going to use a soft plastic, Dad's going to use a hard body. Which one do you think's going to work best?
Soft plastic.
Soft plastic. Well, let's have a cast and find out, mate. Now, I'm sure there's plenty of mums and dads at home that are a bit nervous about jet fishing in this part of the world, so close to the water. But we have an exit strategy and we've got plenty of eyes on this little boy. I've got our chopper pilot, I've got Leith from Berkeley River Lodge, and I've also got Mum, who are all watching the environment and him. And if Jet happens to go in, I'm going in with him because we haven't got a surf break or anything here. It's fresh water and we devised an exit plan. We know where we can swim to get out of the water very quickly. If you're going to come to these areas and you're going to go remote, make sure you always have a plan. And the number one rule, don't panic, because then you'll be okay. Any fish, mate?
Sort of. Wait for 5 seconds and let it go down to the fish and let him eat it.
You got him, Jet. Oh, that's a tarpon. It's a tarpon, mate. Keep going.
My first tarpon in my life.
Is it really?
Yep.
Keep winding, keep winding. Okay, just wind a little bit there. This will be the fun part. We'll bring now tarpon fall off a lot, Jet, so keep winding. Look at that, buddy.
First tarpon.
Your first tarpon, well done. Now I'll get the lip grip on him. These are very special fish.
You caught a big one of these in the Florida Keys.
I did, didn't I? Whoops, whoops, whoops,
You're
whoops.
right, they do fall off. With the hook.
I'll let your tarpon go, dude. That was your first tarpon. It was pretty cool, wasn't it? He took your hook, your plastic, and your sinker. Luckily, Dad's
Dirty dog.
Dirty dog. Luckily, Dad's got a pocket full. Oh, well, you have a cast of mine while I re-rig. How good is this? This is the way fishing works. You go to the middle of nowhere, it's pristine, and you always want to look over the neighbour's fence and his grass is greener. We've just moved 150 yards. We found a landlocked pool of fresh water. I can see Jack's. He's caught a tarpon, and we've seen some Barra free swimming. Wonder what's over that next cliff. I think we might find out soon. Jenny, what do you think of this first spot?
Not that good.
Why not?
Not that much fish.
Not that much fish. We still caught a couple of fish, but you know what the good news is?
What?
When you got a helicopter, you can go just about anywhere you want. And I heard of a spot just down the river where there could be some very big...
Barramundi.
That's the one. Let's go see if we can find them, buddy. Well, Jetty, this is spot number 2, and guess what?
Big Barramundi here?
Well, I can't promise, but I reckon there's a pretty good chance. Who's going to be the first to cast their lure in?
Me.
You reckon? Well, to say the fishing has been a bit tough this morning, that would be an understatement. And it's amazing how hard you need to work sometimes to unlock those little secrets and actually catch a fish. We've tried soft plastics, hard bodies, we've even tried bait. We've hooked a couple, they've fallen off, but we really haven't had any serious action. So I thought the only thing left is to try the fly rod. I had a few casts before with a big white clouser minnow, no joy. I've just had a few casts with a green clouser. I'm just going to keep trying different coloured flies, different things until I can get a bite. Great thing about this clouser, it's actually got lead eyes, so it'll sink down a bit. I'm using a 9-weight Loomis rod, a Sage 45-80 reel, and I'm going to cast my line as far as I can, get that intermediate Rio line to sink down. This will take it down as well, and after that, it's just fingers crossed. Yep. Oh. Yep, I got him. Just got to get him. Oh, it's a good fish too. Just got to get him up over that ledge. Oh. I let him take line to try and get him up over the ledge. That was just a bit of perseverance on the fly. I said to my cameraman Rick, just give me 5 minutes here. Just 5 minutes. I changed from a white clouser to a green clouser, and I just got the right cast. Jetty, come over here, mate. Come around. And how cool was that, Jet?
Awesome.
Did you see him hit it?
Yeah.
That was the best cast I had, Jetty. I got all the way to the other side, just let it sink. And here's my fish coming up here. I got no idea how big it is, but it took a big green clouser fly, Jet. Oh, he's a nice fish.
It's a big belly flop.
That's a big belly flop, eh? Now look at this, Jet. See the fly reel? It's much different to a normal reel, because when the drag...
Really harder?
It's a lot harder, because when the drag comes off, see this?
Yeah.
When the drag's coming off like that, the handle spins around. If you hold it too tight, it can bust your knuckle. So you've got to be real careful. So you've got to just let the fish run when he wants to go. There is drag on the side here, and this is actually my bonefish rod and reel.
I reckon he might be the same one that hooked me before.
I reckon he might be. You've hooked a few and they've fell off, haven't they, mate?
Maybe checking his jaw, see if he's got 2 holes.
Oh, what a beautiful fish. And Jetty, I got to say, mate, your daddy is pretty stoked at the moment, because the barramundi on fly is pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that was the best cast I had, Jet. And I'm not a very good fly fisherman, I've got to admit. But if you keep trying, Eventually things do come your way. Now Jen, I'm going to need some help from you here.
Can you grab the line?
What I'll need you to do is hold the rod for me. He's still far from beat. In 1 second. I'm going to get down here. You stay up there. Okay? If you can grab this rod for me.
Yep.
Hold the fly with 2 hands. Good boy. And don't touch the reel. That's it, just in case he goes. I'll have a look for you. Look at that, Jetty.
Whoa.
Come around here. Come and stand next to Dad. That's a boy. And that is a beautiful Barramundi on
That's
fly.
where my hook went.
Oh, look, he has got a little mark on his jaw there. Maybe it was yours from before. What a beautiful fish, Jetty. You want to come and stand down next to me, mate?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll just cut for 1 second. We're going to look after this fish. We'll get comfortable, and then I'll tell you a few Barramundi facts, okay? Oh, Jetty, how old do you reckon this Barra is, mate?
3 years old, I reckon.
I reckon you're about spot on. Barramundi, sorry, my glass have fallen off. At 1 year old, they're 30 to 40 centimetres. At 3 years of age, they're 60 to 80, which this fish would be right in that category. And guess how old a metre is?
12?
Oh, close, 8 to 9 years of age. About your age, mate, you're 7. I'm going to put this Barra back for a swim. We're going to let it go. Barramundi on fly. This is my best ever on flying jet. I'm pretty excited. Oh, you're on, Jet. He was on the whole time, was he? Keep him away from the rocks. I've got you. Come down this way. What is it? Oh, it's a jack. It's a nice jack, buddy. See if you can wind up a bit. Wind down, now wind down, you're doing good. Oh, he's got about 10 mates with him too.
Whoa.
And wind down and swing up. Oh,
That's what I saw swimming.
Jetty, high fives. That is a lovely mangrove jack. Just look at that fish there. I'll take some line off your bail. How's the copper colour, mate? These guys sit in the crevices of the rocks. They sit behind a tree. And when a little bait fish comes past, they just run out, they turn, they smash it, and they're already on their way home before they've eaten it. Isn't that clever? That's why they're real ambush predators. See that big eye? That helps him see the bait fish. What do you reckon we let this one go?
Yep. It's in the size of this jack. I believe he ate a lure as bad as big as him.
He did, mate, look. He's a guts. That lure's just about as big as him. What technique were you using? How are you working?
I just casted it all the way down there and I rammed it over those rocks just there and he just came out and had a crack at it.
And did a jack attack. Good work, buddy. Jetty, I think this weather's looking a bit ominous. Do you know what that means?
Not really.
Not so crash hot. So you know what I reckon we do?
What?
I reckon we wind in. We see if we can go and land this chopper. I can show you some Aboriginal art.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Let's get out of here.
Let's do it, mate. Well, Jetty, I asked our chopper pilot to stop here in Casuarina Creek and bring you over to see this incredible Indigenous art. See this? These paintings on the rocks, guess how long ago they were done?
1,000 years ago?
Longer, 60,000 years ago.
Whoa.
That's pretty incredible. Look at this one, there's a fairy lady and he's a tall skinny man. Now this style of art is called Bradshaw because the man who actually first found it, he found this style of painting. And isn't it amazing to think they lasted so long? And you know how you've got Google and iPads and IFISH and all that sort of stuff? When you want to know something, you just type it in. In the old days, what people would do, they'd come down and paint and then they'd bring their son here and they'd say, this is what used to happen and this is how they told stories. And then you would bring your son here and you would show him the stories and that's how they passed things down through the generations. Pretty cool, isn't it? So it's like a computer made of rock.